As you can see, I'm here with the race truck. I'm in Rockingham, North Carolina. The infamous Rock Oval track is across the street. Anyway, I'm here to do some drag racing this weekend. Got the new and improved 4i100 transmission in there. Eager to get it down the track to see what it's going to do. I have high hopes, for sure. But anywho, I'll get down the track and I'll get back to you and let you know what it did. See you in a bit. Well, good Easter Sunday morning to everyone. I promised you an update on the race down in Rockingham, and here it is. So, as if you've seen my past videos, you know that I pulled the trans out and sent it to John for a checkup. Had a very successful year last year with the Transbrake. Everything worked really well. Lockup was working. I kind of thought maybe it was working a little bit slow, so John was going to take a look at that. And when he tore it apart, of course, as if you saw the video, you know that everything looked good inside. So I did see, or John saw, a little bit of wear on the forward drum, which I would consider normal wear. It looked normal to me. But knowing that I'm going to be adding another 300 to 400 horsepower to the race car, I elected to have John put in a billet forward drum and a few other parts in there. So in doing so, then he finished freshening up the transmission. So I picked it up, I believe it was Wednesday, Thursday, or Tuesday. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was a Tuesday. The Tuesday before leaving to go to Rockingham for the race. Finished getting it stuffed in the truck Monday afternoon. Loaded up Tuesday morning, headed to Rockingham, North Carolina. I got there Wednesday evening. Thursday morning was test day. Pulled the truck out, made the first pass, was not happy with it. It didn't perform like it should have. I felt like the shifter was out of adjustment. So I came back to the pits, I jacked it up, put the rear on jack stands, pulled the jack out, started walking to the front. It fell off the jack stands. It ripped the brake lines right off the rear end. Was not a good start to the weekend. Took most of the day to get that fixed. Did readjust the shifting lever. Finally made it up for the last pass of the day, somewhere around 6 in the evening. And it ran much better. It went a lot faster than it did the first pass, but not what I was looking for. So then when I come down to the end of the track there to grab my ticket, it kind of got stuck in lockup. And I thought, it shouldn't have done that. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I got the shifter out of alignment again. So back to the pits that night, jacked it back up, checked the shifting linkage. I still feel like it was slightly out, but it wasn't far enough out to really deal with. So then put it away. Then Friday, it rained all day. So we didn't get to do anything Friday at all. Saturday morning, pulled it out, warmed it up, went up and made my first qualifying pass. Was not a good pass. Mostly my fault. I put a new Transbrake button in, and I just wasn't used to the routine, and I totally missed it. Qualifying is based on reaction time, therefore I didn't do very well. So later on that day, we got a second chance, and it did the same thing with the lockup. It went back into lockup at the other end of somewhere during the pass. So I went back to the pits, kind of played around with it a little bit more, went up, made my second pass, had a much better light, and I proceeded to make the fastest pass that truck has ever made. So I did achieve my personal best. I did not get it in every increment of the track like I was hoping for, but 1/8 mile and 1,000 foot and 1/4 mile were all faster than I've ever been with the truck. 1195 at 111 miles an hour. So I was very happy with that, impressed with that, but I'm still looking for more on the 60 foot. Launch RPM was currently set at 2100. So when I went up for eliminations, first round eliminations, I increased that launch to 2400. Had a decent launch, and it proceeded to lose. It lost about 200ths in the first 60 foot. It lost an additional 300 between the 60 foot and the 330, and it lost another 300ths between the 330 and the 1/8 mile. And I knew it was something just wasn't right. It was not going like it should. And between the 1/8 mile and the 1/4, it picked up quite a bit. So I believe I either got a slug of water or just something in the engine wasn't exactly happy. I've not had the opportunity to figure that out yet, but after that I went out in the parking lot and made some passes, and it didn't seem to do it. So I'm assuming it got a slug of water, and that still had the fuel in it from last year plus what I added, so that there's a good possibility it got a slug of water. So going on with that, again, the lockup wanted to come in again. I was able to, as I slowed down, pop it in neutral, turn the engine off, and sit for a second, fire it back up, and then it would not be in lockup anymore. So I called John, talked to him. We did a couple things and agreed that I needed to come back to his shop. So Sunday morning, I loaded up, headed back to his shop, and got there Monday morning and proceeded to do a couple things on the trans, and determined that the trans needs to come out. So if you saw the picture that John put up, I'll put a copy here. That's why the truck is back at John's. So this coming Friday, the 25th, I'm going back to John's. I'm going to pull the trans out. We're going to go through the trans again, put it back in, and hopefully we get it fixed. I have a suspicion. I'm not going to share what it is. I got an idea what it might be, and it may be my fault. So, and I'm hoping it's my fault, to be honest with you. I really think that it is. But anyway, we'll get back to that when I tear the trans out. So, in short, the trans itself, as far as operating, other than going in the lockup, it was dead on. When I pulled the pan at John's, there was no metal shavings in the pan. There was no clutch material in the pan. In fact, the oil was clean enough. I just put it right back in. So it's just something minor, I believe, and unfortunately we have to pull the trans in order to find it. So that's the next step. We're going to do that. I'll record as much as I can there. It was such a busy weekend, I did not record hardly anything because I was constantly working on stuff, and that was just on the back of my mind. So kind of happens when you get in competition like that. But anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I'll have an update later on down, next week, and I'll let you know where it goes. All right. Thanks so much for paying attention, and hope you all have a great Easter. And I am thankful for that Christ is risen. Catch you all later.